everyone, I'm Needlecraft Annie, and this is my flosstube number 73. And this one time I have everything. I have my cross stitch, of course, with the whip update and everything I'm going to plan to stitch on next week. And I have knitting and I have crochet, so all the things. It's kind of funny, about maybe half a year or a year ago, probably a year ago, I had a video called All the Things, and I meant whip update, plans, and haul. Now all the things means cross stitch, knitting, and crochet. So yeah, kind of changed because I decided to bring those other things in my videos as well. Mostly because now I'm doing knitting and crochet again, which I did not do during 2020. So yeah, all the things. First of all, life update. Finally, my dishwasher is working again. I'm super happy about that. It took about a week, a bit more than a week, till it was repaired. Yeah, and that's also the reason why I did not film yesterday, because yesterday the landlord was here and we repaired my dishwasher. He was here for the second time, but there were some parts that he had to order once again because they were broken, and then yesterday we could put them in. So now my dishwasher is working. But yesterday he was here for, well, first of all 2 hours and then 1 hour while the dishwasher was running. And as soon as everything or the program was through, I told him again, and then he came back and we put the dishwasher back in where it belongs, and did all the rest. So basically he was here for, it took about 4 hours, and during the hour the dishwasher was running and the landlord wasn't here. I couldn't film because when the dishwasher was not standing in the kitchen where it's supposed to stand, it was outside, so we could see if there was water running or something. It was so loud. I would not have thought that. But yeah, it was super loud. I could not do my video in here, but I had everything prepared in here. So yeah, was kind of complicated yesterday. And I decided to just do my video today because while repairing the dishwasher, I couldn't stitch anyways. And in the evening, I had a late shift. So therefore, I did not stitch a single stitch yesterday because I had no trouble stitching. Yeah, that basically means my week starts today. So that's fine, I would say. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's everything I told you. And I kind of got to the point about travel stitching. At the moment, I do not stitch while traveling. Travel stitching at the moment is work. It got a little bit better. We do have a little bit more to do than we did like a few months ago. And we are less people. So we are less people but have more to do, which basically means I have less travel stitching time. And if I do have travel stitching time, well, I do knitting, I do crochet. At the moment I always have my switch with me, so I'm playing that. So yeah, not a whole lot of travel stitching time, but I did do some. My travel stitching piece is the Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And last time you saw it, I had just finished this cross stitch band, and now I've started with the next specialty stitches band. So I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So yeah, I started with the first stitch in this band, and yeah, here we go. It's stitched on a 32 count white opalescent linen. I'm stitching 1/2, the 4 crosses, and the specialty stitches also with 1 length of thread, or 1 strand of floss. That's what I wanted to say, 1 strand of floss. The needleminder is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I bring those specialty stitches a little bit closer. So yeah, super happy. Those stitches require a lot of stitching, so a lot of thread, but they don't cover a lot of space. So yeah, we'll see about those. And how much thread I will have left, because this one is the first color, or no, second color, where I have a whole cross stitch band and a whole specialty stitches band with the same floss. so it should be enough, but yeah, we'll see about that. This one is also the first band where I will not be able to finish all specialty stitches in one color and then move on to the next color because of the way the specialty stitches band is built. I will have to do those stitches. I've totally forgotten what they're called, and I do not have the pattern with me to look it up. Then there's another stitch that I will have to do in this color and in the next color, and then I can fill in the last stitch with this color here. So yeah, looking forward to that, but those stitches take a whole lot of time and do not cover any space. So yeah, we'll see about that. Going to continue as my treble stitching. And I'm looking forward to continue on this one because I really like how it's turning out, and I love this piece. But yeah, it takes some time. Yeah, I did not do any treble stitching on my full coverage piece, so no progress there. So let's move to my daily piece. So every week I have one project I stitch on a little bit every day. This week it was Royal Games number 2 by Mirabilia. That's what it's going to look like when it's done, and I think I had a challenge on this one as well. Did I? Yeah. So first of all, let's rewind. This week or this month, I'm participating in 2 challenges. The first one is the Enchanted Stitching Challenges group, which I do basically all the time. Every week you have 4 challenges. With the highest tier, the one I'm doing, you have to do 250 stitches per challenge or 510 stitches. So that's Enchanted Stitching Challenges group. This month, the Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group has the History Sprints Challenge during March. So basically 20 events during March. And with every event there's a theme going, and I decided to do 100 stitches for every theme on the day this event had happened. I'm going to go into examples later or show you what I did. But I just wanted to do that at the front before I start to show you all the things, and it gets complicated. Okay, so my daily piece was Royal Games number 2 by Mirabilia, and also I did a challenge on this one, and the challenge for this one was stitch on a piece that reminds you of your parents, children, or someone else special in your life. I said this one reminds me of my parents and my brother, because when I'm at home, we normally try to make time for some board games or card games. So that's a card game, or a game, sorry, a card out of a game. So that works. I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And on this one, I did a lot. She has a face. So she stitched on 32 count white opalescent linen 2/2. Needleminder is from Denka Designs. And basically I everything to this point is completely done. With all the stitching, all the back stitch, and all the beads. And yeah, I bring it up closer. It's super sparkly. All the gold and this red up in her crown, that's Krennic. And then there are so many beads in her. It's beautiful. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. The weather is kind of gray. It had snowed again. It stopped now, and I hope it will all melt till the evening. But yeah. Yeah, she's beautiful. She really is. Down here, there's still a few more beads missing. Then here, there's Krennic missing. And yeah, that's basically where I'm going to go next. Probably doing this veil, finish this veil, and then move into her staff. Into her staff and do those 2 things over here and start with the border of the card. Those will be the next steps for my roller games. She is beautiful, and this year I want to finish the Queen of Diamonds, so I make good progress, and I should be able to finish my goal, which it's only March, so yeah, that should happen. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, next challenge was stitch on something that you love very much, but that you will be giving away. I've stitched on Tiger Chilling Out by Dimensions. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I showed a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So the column I'm working on is still not yet done, just because there's kind of a lot of confetti. Over here there are only a few colors every time in the column, just because it's only his fur and, yeah, well, orange and black basically. A few different oranges, a few different grays, but basically every time the same. But here there are a few more colors for his ear, and yeah, we're getting into his head and to his snout. So yeah, a few more colors in there. Oh, there it is. So a few stitches missing down here, then the column will be done. He's stitched an 18 count Ada 2/1, and the needleminder is from Denkai Designs. Over here I have started a little bit with the border. I did that 2 years ago, probably 1.5. So those are half stitches, the rest is full cross. So yeah, he's turning out beautiful, and I can't wait to continue stitching on him. With the backstitch, I thought about doing that soonish. I will probably wait till I have finished his whole head, because there's quite a bit of backstitch actually. And there will be a French knot. Still thinking about switching that one out. I hate French knots and I can't do them. So yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, my tiger, very happy with him. He's turning out so beautiful. And I think, I did not tell you, I planned to gift it to my parents. That's why I chose it for the challenge. I think I missed that. But yeah, he is beautiful, and I can't wait to continue stitching on him. It's just, I have to stitch on him during daylight because of the black Ada. I can't do that when it's night or anything. That's not working. But yeah, he turns out beautiful, and so I can't wait. Okay, next. Now it's going to get complicated, as I told you. Next, I stitched on Colorado Mountains by Golden Kite. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I stitched on this one for both of the challenges. So first, for the Enchanted Stitching Challenges group, was stitch on something you can relate to baseball. Last time I said baseball is an American sport, so American landscape, that fits. But I think it was Sherry. She commented and told me that for Americans, baseball and beer goes together. That's a thing. And Colorado is really famous for its beer. So that's a better explanation, and I'm going with that. Thank you. So yeah, Colorado Mountains, that's what it's going to look like when it's done. I showed a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So basically I finished this column I was stitching on and started with the next one. So yeah, really beautiful. And I totally forgot to tell you about the second challenge. So I stitched on it on the 1st of March, which was the Monday. I started with the challenge. I did not finish the 500 stitches for the Enchanted Stitching Challenges group on Monday, but I started. And I stitched on it because on the 1st of March 1872, Yellowstone becomes the first national park, so stitch on the theme landscape. Well, if that doesn't fit, I don't know what would. But yeah, here we go. I actually did exactly 500 stitches. It just turned out the way that it worked. So yeah, next going to continue on this column, and really looking forward to that. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, the next one was 4 Seasons by Haven't Enough Designs. Artwork is by Jesse Gjerk. Again, 2 challenges. The first one was stitch on something that you might use to make a new invention. I said I'm going to sit in one of those cabins and make my invention there, and then it stays a secret. So that's for that one. And then I stitched on it on Thursday, which was the 5th of March, because 5th of March 1461, Henry VI The post by Duke of York during the War of Roses. Theme flowers, a lot of flowers over here. So that works. I showed a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So basically I stitched this one in 20 by 20 blocks and going over the whole width of the pattern and then moving to the row below. And last time I stitched on this one I had finished the row on the top and now I have moved one row down and I bring this one a bit closer. Stitch on 25 count 1/1 full cross. Needleminder is from Denka Designs and I can't see anything. So yeah, I did a whole 20 by 20 block over here and we'll be moving into the next one next time. So I needed 250 stitches for the Enchanted Stitching Challenges group, only 100 for the March History Sprints, but in the end I just did a little bit more than 400 to just get a 20 by 20 block done. So yeah, that's that one. And next I will be moving over here. And in this row, I will actually hit some of those flowers that you can't see because it's so tiny in the pattern. But yeah, you will see when I stitch it, which will take some time, but yeah, you will see that. So this is 4 seasons, really happy with this one. I won't get with my stitch count goal, I will not get to the other side. I probably will get to around here with my second row. So that's not a whole lot of stitching. But yeah, looking forward to continue on this one because I really love it. Yeah, and those were all my Enchanted Stitching Challenges. Groups challenge? Okay, those were all the challenges for the Enchanted Stitching Challenges group. That way it works. So everything else I worked on, I did work on for the March History Sprints. Yeah, that's true. Okay, the first one I have lying next to me was the one I did stitch on quite a few times. This is Supersize Max Color Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Amy Stewart. I'm working in this corner up here, but I did stitch on this one for a few different things. The first one was on the 1st of March 1692. The Salem witch trials begin. Theme witches. And over here there's a witch, so I did stitch on that one for that. Then next one was first sighting of Orion, the 4th of March 1774. First sighting of Orion Nebula. Theme outer space, sky, stars, moon, sun. A lot of skies up in the, a lot of stars up in the sky up here. I have to remind myself to talk a little bit slower so I don't fall over my words all the time. And here's a big moon as well, so I stitched on this one. And then I stitched on it once again on the 7th of March 1876. Alexander Graham Bell patents telephone. Theme, type of communication. Down here there's a scroll. Maybe there are letters, maybe it's just a scroll, but yeah, that works. So I stitched on this one once again. So 3 times 300 stitches. I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So I did stitch along the diagonal and I'm presently stitching in this block down here. You can see that there are a few stitches stitched in here. But yeah, the part threads kind of cover it. But with this one, as there are so many colors in there, 238 to be exact, I need those part threads, otherwise I would go crazy. I cannot stitch this cross country or anything. It's stitched on 40 count 1/110 stitch. Needleminder is from Lakeside Needlecraft, and yeah, really happy how it's turning out. And I really hope to soonish reach the bottom of this diagonal. I will not stitch this block down here because that's where I stop and just go across the top shelf from there. So yeah, happy with this one. 300 stitches. Does not look like a lot, but every stitch counts. And with this one I have already done more than 2,000 stitches, so I'm about at halfway point with my year-end goal, and it's March only has begun, so I'm good. And it's fine if I don't stitch a whole lot on this one. Okay, the next one was for the history sprint on the 2nd of March 1882, Queen Victoria narrowly escapes assassination, theme Royalty England. So I did stitch on Story Keep the Frog Prince. Artwork is by Melanie Dallon and it's started by Heaven Enough Designs. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. He's a prince, she wears a crown. That works. With this one, I sat down, started stitching, was at 99 stitches, I needed 100. Was at 99 stitches and realized I did not post a starting picture. So I posted a starting picture, then started stitching for my 100 stitches. In the end, with just finishing off the thread, I ended up with 101 stitches afterwards, so I did exactly 200. I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. So while opening this one up to show you, I kind of lost my needle. But yeah, here it is. This one is stitched on a 32 count ice blue linen and I'm stitching 2 over 110 stitch. Needleminder is from Dankai Designs. And I have stitched those 2 blocks basically and a little bit started in this one down here. Yeah, that's that one. Talking about this one in plans, but I'm going to continue stitching on this one this month once again, or this week. Mostly because I want to do 9,126 stitches the end of the year, and those were the first 200 I put in. So yeah, I need to do some more on this one. But yeah, can't wait to continue because I think in the next diagonal I will reach the crown, and that's pretty cool. And I think 2 more diagonals and I will be in her hair. That's nice. So yeah, that was that one. Not a whole lot to talk about with this one. And I'm still really frightened that when I move, I will find my needle because I'm sticking it somewhere in my hand or something. I've already cut myself 2 days ago. And it bled a little bit, but not enough that it stopped me from stitching. But yeah, it hurts and it's kind of annoying and I do not want to add needle stabbing to that. Okay. Next project was, let me look, I don't find it. Oh, here. On the 4th of March as well, 1924, Happy Birthday to You, first published, theme, favorite whip or gift. I went with my favorite whip, which is Dragon Dancer. It's by Heaven Enough Designs, the artwork is by Anne Stokes. That's what it's going to look like when it's done, and I'm basically presently up here in the background. So I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And with this one I did close to 1,000 stitches because it was the second project I stitched on that day for the 100 stitches. I did not have any challenge to do anymore, so I decided to just keep going, stitch the whole day on this one. So close to 100 stitches got me to this. This is also stitched on a 32 count linen and I'm stitching 2 over 110 stitch. And I'm really getting close to page finish over here. There's a few colors still missing, but yeah, getting closer. And I think everything top of that is already done. So moving along. And I did quite a bit down here in this page as well. Because if I had a thread still on my needle but was finished with everything in this page, I tried to move into this page down here because it will be my next page and why not yet start already. So yeah, here we go. Really happy, and with this one it's super pretty. Although it's just background, it's super pretty. And I can't wait to stitch some more on this one. And then I had one last project for the Munch History Sprints during last week, and that was on the 6th of March 1521, Magellan discovers Guam, theme Islands Ocean. So I stitched on Norwegian Ship Under Sail. It's a small edition by Golden Kite. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is Marigatu. So this is stitched on 18 count 2 over 1 full cross, 18 count Ada of course, and the needleminder is from Dankai Designs. And basically I started with the next column, started from the bottom of the column and filled everything in. through the column and then parked it in the next one or put it away. And yeah, still down here with parked threads because there were so many threads parked in here that with 100 stitches, that was not a problem. But yeah, really happy with how those sails are turning out, and I can't wait to continue stitching on this one and finish up those sails a little bit more. And then there's background, of course, as well. But yeah, happy with this one. Here we go. Okay, that's everything. That's everything I stitched on during last week. I'm now going to pause this video, which I normally don't do. Normally I just continue talking because I have everything prepared before I start my video, but this time I have so many things lying around here. I'm going to pause it, recollect myself, put my projects together once again, and then I'll talk to you once more and tell you everything I'm planning to do. So yeah, see you in a second. Okay, still not super tidy around here, but I think it will work. First of all, plans for this week. The project I'm going to stitch on daily, which is not daily because I did not stitch on it yesterday, because I did not stitch on anything yesterday, but the project will be Lilac Fairy by Navaco. That's what it's going to look like when it's done, and I'm presently down here, so going to continue with her dress and maybe move into the background. And of course, I don't have to show you what it looked like last time, but I just show you where I'm at. So here you go. She stitched on 14 count 2/1 full cross, except for the background, which is stitched 1/1. The needle minder is from a 1-2-3 stitch, and yeah, she's beautiful. Probably, as I said, going to continue in her dress and maybe move a little bit into the background. But yeah, there we go. Really happy with her. And I want to finish her this year. So yeah, every progress is good progress. And as I finished Lavender Garden, shortly prior its 2-year birthday, that would be really nice with her as well, because her second birthday will be, I think, the 9th of June. So finishing her before that would be really nice. But we'll see about that. Oh, and I forgot. With her, I'm also doing a challenge. And the challenge I'm doing with her is stitch on something that you wish you would have been warned about. For her, that fits because all this back stitching in her wing and her face and arms, and there will be quite a bit of back stitching down here in her dress. Those back stitches never align with the lines of the or the squares of the Ada. So back stitching her is a real pain, and I wish somebody would have warned me about that, because looking at the picture, yes, of course you saw there's back stitching in there, but I don't have a problem with back stitch, except if it doesn't align with the Ada squares. So yeah, not fun. But that's fine. I did everything, every back stitch I already did, except of those swirls down here in her dress. So I'm probably just going to stitch everything and see if I even need it. And if I don't, I won't do it. So that's Lilac Fairy. Next, all the enchanted stitching challenges, which I already started with Lilac Fairy. But the next challenge will be stitch on a piece that has been a disaster for you, or one that you aren't sure you will ever finish. I'm going to stitch on Tiger Chilling Out by Dimensions for that one, because the disaster with this one was that I had to frog a really big area down here. And that was the reason I put it away for about 1.5 years, did not touch it for 1.5 years. Now I'm back to it, now it's fine, but it has been a disaster. So yeah, finally finishing this column down here and moving into the next one. Yeah, doing progress there. That's the tiger. And then I have 2 challenges I'm using the same project for. The first one is stitch on something that you think will look or be different in the future. And the second is stitch on a piece that you started without fully thinking it through. I'm stitching on Colorado Mountains by Golden Kite. As this is a landscape, I'm sure it will look different in the future. because of global warming. Maybe there won't be any trees anymore, stuff like that. And the second one, stitch on a piece that you started without really thinking it through. I started it on 25 count 2/1 full cross because I wanted to try it, and I thought it can't be that bad. It was that bad, way too bulky for me. So I had to frog everything and restart it. I restarted it on the same fabric and just did 2/1 10 stitch instead of full cross. So that worked out. But yeah, I did not fully think it through before I started. So yeah, continuing on this one, and with those 2 challenges, I will need 1,000 stitches on this one, which might mean 2 columns. That would be pretty nice, because then I'm close to a page finish as well. Okay. Those were the Enchanted Stitching Challenges group. The challenges for the Enchanted Stitching Challenges group. I don't know how to say it, that it doesn't sound kind of strange. But yeah, we'll just go with that. It may sound strange from time to time, but that's fine. Okay, now, March History Sprints. Yesterday, luckily, there was no event because I did not stitch on anything, which is fine because there wasn't any to stitch on. But today there are 2. So the first, 9th of March 1873, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. No, that wasn't the one I wanted to start with. Let's move to the other one. 9th of March 1964, first Ford Mustang produced. Theme, mode of transportation, going with Norwegian ship under sail. A ship is a mode of transportation. I just showed you, but I'm just going to show you once again because why not? I'm going to continue in this column and maybe finish a few more of those part threads in the sails. So, or maybe finish all the part threads. That would be really nice, but I highly doubt that. Okay, next, the one I had already started with. 9th of March 1873, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police founded. Theme, horses. With this one, I'm using Supersize Max Color Once Upon a Fairy Tale. There are horses somewhere. Yeah, there's a horse, for example. But there are a few other ones I'm using this project for. On the 12th of March 1933, FDR conducts his first fireside chat. Fireplace. Theme, fireplace. There are fires somewhere. I saw those before, but I can't find it. There are some fires of the candles, so that works. There was fires in here. I thought there was like a fireplace as well, but I can't find it at the moment. Maybe I was mistaken. That, of course, can be as well. But yeah, there are a few fires, so that works. And yeah, that's it. 2 times stitching on this one. And the next one is on the 11th of March, 1302. Romeo and Juliet's Wedding Day. Theme, love, romance, couples. I'm going to stitch on Dragon Dancer because they look kind of like a couple. Yeah, so using that one. Would be a strange couple, but they look like a couple. So yeah, Dragon Dancer. Why not? With this one, I'm kind of hoping this time to actually finish the page, but we'll see about that. Still a bit left to do, especially because I finish all the threads I start with stitching and not putting them back on the bottom. So therefore, that takes some time. And the last one for this week. This week there are a lot of those events. The first week was the busiest one. Last one is on the 14th of March 1794. Eli Whitney patents the cotton gin. Theme, clothing of any type. I'm going to stitch on Mini Cinderella. Charted by Have Not Enough Designs. Artwork is by Alexandra Daw. She has quite a big dress, so yeah, working on this one. And I think I might be able to stitch in the dress as well, so maybe I do that. With her, I have not stitched on her this year. She was the one where I thought, when I had finished everything, all my goals, then I might concentrate on her to finish her this year. But that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, Mini Cinderella. I show you where I'm at. Oh, there's a thread still parked. So first finishing the parked thread. But yeah, here she is. Really beautiful. Can't wait to get back to her. I'm actually pretty close to a page finish up here as well, so we'll see. That's Mini Cinderella. I think I'm at about 20% with her, so we'll see. Okay, those were the March History Sprints challenges. And then this weekend is WIPGO weekend. So WIPGO is basically a bingo board where you put all your, or I put my year-end goals on there, and every month 2 of those squares get colored. In the beginning of the year, as we are now, I'm not finishing any goals because, as I said, those are my year-end goals. And I'm just nowhere near to finishing my year-end goals in March. But then there's one weekend every month that is dedicated to the squares that got called this month. And you're supposed to set yourself a goal and finish that, or hopefully finish that goal. And my goal is 300 stitches on every project. So, okay. I feel like I'm all over the place. But the 2 projects that got called this month are Supersize Max Color Once Upon a Fairy Tale. So for the weekend, I'm planning to do 300 stitches on this one. You already saw it quite a bit now, what it looks like right now. So I'm not going to show you once again. And the second project for WIPGO for me is Starry Keep the Frog Prince. You already saw that one before as well. So also 300 stitches on the weekend on this one. And that's it. Again, a whole lot of plans. But yeah, sometimes that's the way it is. And that's been all my stitching. I now have knitting and crochet. So I do not have any patterns with me for knitting and crochet just because they're both German and it's super hard for me to explain and to show you because honestly, I just don't know a lot of things about knitting and crochet, and so I just don't have it with me. But I just show you what I did. So with knitting, I'm stitching on a sweater, and when you last saw it, I was stitching on one of the sleeves. So here we go. Last you saw it, I was over here, and I did finish this sleeve. So here we go. Yeah. The yarn is from Rico Design. It's the Fashion Light Luxury, which means 74% alpaca, 22% wool, 4% nylon. So, as I said, finished the first sleeve, front and back are already done. And yesterday, I then started the second sleeve and just did the rib for the bottom. So, yeah, started that and going to continue with that one until I have finished this project, and then I move on to my next knitting project because I do not want to have a whole lot of projects in knitting started as well because I do already have that with cross stitch. So yeah, that's my knitting, making a greater mess. And now let's move to crochet. With crochet, I'm doing a shawl, loop shawl, and the wool is also by Rico Designs. It's the Creative Soft Wool Aran, and it's basically 75% acrylic, 25% wool. And so far, I'm about at 2/3 done. And I lost my needle once again. Yeah, we'll see with that. About 2/3 done with the length, and then there will be borders on each of those sides, so on the top and on the bottom. And yeah, since you saw it last, where's my stitch marker? The stitch marker is down here, so I did quite a bit since you saw it last. So yeah. Still quite a few rows missing, And then I will be able to start with the borders. But that will take some time. For crochet, the same, one project at a time. But I do not have any other crochet project lined up at the moment. So maybe I start 2 knitting projects. I do like crochet quite a bit more. Or crochet for me is easier than knitting is. So I like having a crochet project on the go. But as I said, I do not have anything lined up at the moment. So I might have to search for something that I can start when this one's done. Because this one stitches up super fast. So yeah, might search for something new. Yeah, that's it. That's everything I wanted to show you. I know it has been super all over the place. If you have any questions, just pop them down in the comments below. I will try to answer them. Or I will answer them. Just sometimes takes some time before I answer. I know that, and I'm very sorry about that. It's just, yeah, that's just how it goes. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, although it was all over the place. It's just at the moment with all those challenges, even those normal challenges with only 4 challenges a week, it kind of, or it can get a little bit messy. But with all those challenges I have at the moment, that's just bound to be super messy. And I can't do anything about that. But yeah, I'm sorry about it. I hope that helps. Okay, that's it. I hope you stay healthy. I hope you stay safe. And I will see you next time. Bye.